Okay. Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. We're gonna start off with Lulu. Wow, man. We're gonna start off with Lulu. You know, in a sense, ever since Lulu has woken up, she has been nothing but a pain in the ass. Okay. I've seen a lot of comments, my videos. I've seen a lot of comments, my live streams, and pretty much the consensus is she needs to sit there and take her ass back to bed for another 2 years. Sometimes when I wake up early, and I wake up too early, I'm not always at 100%. And I need that extra 10, 15 more minutes, maybe even 20 more minutes to kind of get myself ready. Maybe that's what she needs to do. Okay? Because, like I said, she's been a pain in the ass. Now, they do have a talk about Lulu, the article, Tracy knowing about the whole thing. And basically, Smith is saying that you're doing this to get under her skin, to bother her, punish her, torment her, and everything else. Right? Now, on a large scale, I will sit there and say, Brooklyn, she's doing her job. You need to sit there and find a way to sit there and deal with it. Okay? You do not get to sit there and tell her what her job should be because you don't like it, because of your feelings. That's her job. You handle your feelings on your own damn time. Okay? Like that's the truth of the matter. I don't give a damn if it triggers her. That's a her problem. She needs to sit there and deal with it. And I stand by that 100%. Okay? Now she does sit there and say to Tracy, hey, listen, like I've been saying to everybody else, there was 3 articles to sit there and I pitched. That's the one that they went with. Now Tracy does sit there and make the argument that, hey, if your editor picked that one, then you wouldn't have to look like the bad guy. Okay. Now, that's true. And she gets to sit there and still do something that gets under her skin. Okay. That's true too. Hell, even if she would have sat there and picked the article. On one hand, it's her job. On the other hand, she knew exactly what she was doing. Okay. So we're not going to sit there and try to act like she's entirely innocent in this whole thing. But it's her job. That's what she's doing. She don't have to sit there and stop because of Brooklyn's feelings. But Tracy does sit there and tell her to stop. And eventually she does. She says she's doing it for Tracy and everything. She does sit there and mention that the father should know. Tracy's like, well, Tracy says the same thing that Carly says, the same thing that Lulu's saying. It's not your business. Now, while Tracy doesn't know the whole story, and I don't think even Carly knows the whole story, maybe she does. I think she does. Carly knows the whole story. Laura doesn't know the whole story. But Laura is not there saying the same thing, iterating, don't play God with other people's lives. All 3 of these women have different knowledge levels on this whole situation. But they are all saying the same thing to Lulu. She has not listened to all 3 of them so far. Okay? And like that is amazing. Because all of them, they got their own issues. But if they're all agreeing on the same thing, boo, come on now. What, what are we doing? But you know what she decides to do? She decides to interrupt the conversation between Jack and Carly. Jack is nothing like, you cock blocking it, and tells her, I think I should sit there and try to find Brooklyn's child. What the? I mean, it's like she took everybody's advice and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go past what y'all saying. I'm going to make the situation 1,000 times worse." I mean, it's amazing because like I don't give a shit about either one of them. They both vex me. Both of them are on the same level with me. Okay, when put that out there now because somebody was like, "Your bias is something against Lulu." I'm like, I don't give two shits about either one of them. Because both of them have been acting like a pair of jackasses since this whole thing started. Okay? So we got that going on. I'm like, oh wait, these are definitely the wrong. Nope, it's actually the right notes. Portia Curtis. Curtis wants to sit there and run the story. Portia's sitting there trying to play devil's advocate, trying to do her best to be like, hey, listen, don't run the article. You're going to come across as biased. You're going to sit there and mess up my, it's going to affect me because Willow's my employee and the hospital. And like, she's pulling out all the stops. Pulling out all the stops to sit there and cover her ass. I'm like, girl, listen, if you don't like Drew that much, and I get what she did was a crime, but it's the lesser of the two evils as far as everybody else has done. And we can all understand where she's coming from. Just tell the goddamn truth. Okay? Tell the truth. Stop sitting there being Drew's puppet. Okay? Because you don't like him. So what better way to sit there and spite him than to sit there and be like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to come clean. Whatever happens, happens. Of course, Trina will blame herself, but, hey, she got Curtis. So, With Curtis decides to kill the article, but there's a point where she's like, because I have to. Because he's like, why are you not there trying to defend Drew? And she's like, because I have to. And right there, that outburst is enough. To when he decides to kill the story, he goes to join. He's like, hey, listen, I feel like my wife is lying to me. Or the ex-wife sit there and talk about your current wife. Oh, okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Well, Jocelyn was not there talking to Carly, catching up. And, Carly told Jocelyn about Sonny's heart condition. And she sounded like she was actually concerned, like, oh my God, is he okay? And, here's the thing. I get that she was totally concerned and everything like that. But there was a part of me that just kind of got irked when she said that. Because, and granted, this was like about a year ago, but she was calling Sonny all sorts of names. I mean, she was just acting like the definition of an immature goddamn brat at son, right? Remember that? I remember that one time that she acted so horrible that DC Soap Sanctuary decided to do a review in the middle of the weekends. Usually waits to the weekends, right? So she's pretty much looked down at Sonny, called him this, a dog, da 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 da, except for, when it suited her. So part of me was, when she said to you, she's like, oh, and I'm just like, oh, now you're concerned. Like, I just roll my eyes. Like, I couldn't help but be like, remember all those times that she sat there and talked so much shit about him. And I know people can be like, but he gave her, it doesn't matter. She talks shit about him. So to sit there and try to act like she's all concerned now, I'm like, yeah, girl, whatever. But she didn't want to make sure that they didn't get back together and everything like that. I'm like, okay. Jack does come. Jocelyn does leave to sit there and go to Dalton. Dalton, long story short, gives her the job. This is after he pretty much had to sit there and give Emma her walking papers. She came in at desk. She came there ready. She was like, "Oh, I got this. I'm good." Dalton was like, "Yeah, I can't. You're not getting the job." Showed her the homework and everything like that, and the data and everything, and was like, "Hey, listen, if it's corrupt, whatever. I mean, I can't rely on you. So, you don't have the job." So she's mad. She's devastated. She talks to Gio. Um, Geo tells her, hey, listen, why don't you just go back? You still have the original work on your laptop. So just bring it there. You didn't come this far for nothing, so might as well try it. She comes back and she sees Jocelyn working. Jocelyn's like, yeah, I'm working here. You saw the look on Emma's face, like, here we go again, not rivalry. So Emma's gonna be calling Josh all sorts of names. But for WSP work. So um Brooklyn does apologize to um Maxie, saying that she shouldn't have gave her an ultimatum, and I'm like, that's good. That's good. You did because you did F up majorly. But you did apologize, so anyway, they were Cynthia rehearsing some sort of dance for the nurses' ball that I don't give two shits about. Um, Gio was there to sit and record. I mean, to play music. He felt kind of down, but then he, kind of got some pep in the step, and they did dancing or whatever. Um, Talked to Anna real quick just to make sure, like, oh, did you violate any laws or anything like that? And Anna was like, nope. And she was like, all right. Oh, we're still making money off of them, so so otherwise. Now, Jason and Sunny have a conversation. Sunny's like, I want to sell my peers to Sitwell. I make some money out of it. Um, it works out for me. It works out for Laura. It even works out for Sitwell because with his name not attached to it, that they're probably not going to have a problem with the peers. And he can sit there and kind of like buy it back or whatever. I don't know. The point is, he wants to sit there and sell to him. And Jason's like, that's a bad idea. Because, I mean, we could be sitting there setting ourselves up for a trap. Now, I'm not quite sure how the mob stuff works in this show, right? Because you gotta sit there and remember, Carly took over the business because, the family was gonna be in danger if that didn't happen. I mean, that's how she wanted to get into this whole stupid court mess. Mal Sonny wants out the game, and he sells his stuff to Sitwell. Well, you're not a mobster anymore. What's to stop any of the families from going after you? I mean, how many times were you a pain in the ass to five families, stopping them from doing illegal stuff, being a damn party pooper? You want to sit there and start gunning for you. What are you gonna do then? I mean, I get it. He wants to get out, and Jason don't want no parts of that business. And he wants to get out too. But I don't really understand, like, they're keeping the whole hush hush thing with the heart thing because they'll come across as weak and vulnerable. Well, now you're not even going to be a part of the mob. So, what do you think? Sitwell's going to sit there and protect you? Like, I don't understand how that works. I don't. It seems like the rules change depending on the plot. Okay. I mean, I don't even know if that my sentence made any sense because again, I don't understand how the goddamn rules work. Here we go. Now, on the flip side, you got Jordan Sniptic giving Laura an update. And long story short, Jordan's like, I don't know if this is going to be good because the committee isn't there. You got Drew, you got Sitwell, you got Boyles, and they want Boyles to sit there and take over your job, and that's not going to be good. And plus, she's shocked that Tracy didn't defend her. And I'm like, well, why would Tracy defend her? You've been defending Sonny for years. She don't like Sonny. What if you're still in the office? I mean, you're gonna be going light on Sonny. She can't have that. She wants Sonny out, and if that means you gotta get out too, oh well. So I'm a little surprised when she was like, she didn't defend you. Like, in what world does that make sense for her to defend you? I understand they share family and everything like that, but Sonny's a problem, and you gotta get rid of the problem. She does sit there and ask Jason to look for a grandson, and Lulu is looking for Dante and Brooklyn's son. So, I mean, that secret is going to come out. Dante is going to find out. I want him to sit there and rip Brooklyn a new one because it is well deserved. Well deserved. Let's see, what else did I miss? Oh, and one other thing about this conversation with Jordan and Jordan and Laura is, they talk about how Sonny is going to sit there and sell his peers, or is considering selling his peers to Sitwell. Laura's like, yeah, but the thing is, if I had to choose between Sitwell and Sonny, I'm picking Sonny all day, twice a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sunday. Okay? Because the thing is with Sonny is like, the way she views Sonny is kind of like how most law enforcement kind of views Sonny. It's how most of the people in Port Charles kind of view Sonny. Sonny is a mobster. Okay? He's a criminal, but he's the lesser of the evils. Okay? He's the lesser of the evils. Sitwell comes in, well, who knows? Sonny, Sonny's not there thinking that Sitwell is not going to go after him because the feds may be watching him. He's got to be on his best behavior. Okay? I mean, he can't pay nobody else to do that. But that's what Laura's not there saying. Laura's like, yo, listen, with Sonny, we know who Sonny is. We've seen other people come in the Port Charles that has been worse. It's better Sonny reign supreme than somebody else. Hell, I've been watching the show since 2000, well, since the year 2000, and I can sit there and tell you firsthand, the people that Sonny has come up against has been far worse than Sonny. And maybe that's how they justify it in a sense. And yeah, I mean, Laura does sit there and say that there's always going to be a crime element in there. Um, but it's what it is. But like I said, I do understand where Laura's coming from because that's even on some level, I'm pretty sure that's how Mac kind of justified it. It's like, well, we couldn't get Sonny, but he knew. The thing is, in the back of his head, he knew. And he had his two daughters going around Port Charles, doing this, that, and the third. Hey, Sonny was the best of a bad situation. Okay? Sonny was the best of a bad situation. So, this is what it is. And I feel like that's about it. I cannot sit there and think of anything else. Um, I can't sit there and think of anything else. But if I miss anything, you know what to do. Write in the comment section or come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be sitting there talking about all the shows, all 5 of the soap operas. You know exactly what they are. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be probably streaming for about an hour since I do have to wake up an unholy time in the morning. But we'll talk there.